Konnichiwa, and welcome to Social Isolation with me, Alex Ravenholm, the type of person you wouldn't want to watch The Pursuit of Happiness with, because I'd be bawling my bleeding eyes out the entire time. This podcast is a way for me to cope with the boredom and mental strain of being cooped inside for months on end, and hopefully provide some light entertainment for you, listening to people you don't know talk about things they love and are passionate about. Or for the hijinks junkies out there, listening out for the times the sound cuts out or you can hear drilling. The idea behind the podcast is to reconnect with friends and talk about the things that you are passionate about and enjoy. You'll be happy to know that even though I have memorised the exact blueprints for the Middlesbrough Transporter Bridge, there won't be a podcast on the subject. Talking about the things that you love releases those sweet endorphins we're all craving. And so, if you take anything away from this podcast, it's to ring, text or FaceTime that friend you haven't spoken to in a long time and have a nice long natter. Over the following recordings, you will hear discussion on several topics, including acting, comedy, football, Pokemon, music and television. Feel free to listen in on those that interest you, or just listen to them all, and maybe you'll develop an interest from the impassioned discussion. Disclaimer time, none of us are experts on any of these subjects, neither do we claim to have any success in these areas. These are just people talking about things they enjoy. Finally, as you can hear, I am recording on this shitty little iPad, so apologies if the sound quality isn't quite that of some other podcasts. Today, I'm revisiting an old classic with the Build a Pub workshop. I've got my brilliant guest, Medley, who's going to come on, and the two of us are going to build our dream pubs. Just to clarify, I have already built my dream pub, but I've got many dreams, and I've got many pubs, and I've got many ideas, so my answers might surprise you, so please listen in, and also listen in for the great answers that Eddie's got to provide. It's going to be a fun time. At this point, I will remember that we're not glorifying drinking. No, that's not for us. No, we're just talking about the institution of the pub and what it means as part of growing up. So yeah, please drink responsibly, because that's the main thing to take away from this. And the conversation. Finally, to keep myself and you guys on your toes, I'm going to set myself a little challenge for today, and that is to speak a Spanish phrase and get Eddie to believe that it's actual Spanish when it's actually complete gibberish. I did a very similar thing in my last podcast with Orla, where I pretend to speak Latin, so hopefully you won't notice, and yeah, just listen out for that if you fancy, and enjoy. Right, let's kick this off. As you know, there's no editing, so if anything goes wrong, blame it on me. I'll start by introducing my brilliant guest. He's a very, very close friend of mine, and he might end up actually propping up in some of the stories I tell about the pub. It is the brilliant Eddie Medley. How are you doing, Ed? You alright?
Yeah, good. Just chilling out in isolation. Pretty boring as it goes, but keep myself busy.
You are, though, keeping yourself busy by drinking an exotic-looking beer. What are you drinking?
Yeah, it is, actually. It's from Beer 52, and it's Subtropic Juicy Pale from For Pure Brewing Company in London.
That sounds divine.
It's rather nice. It's a cool little setup, is Beer 52.
Is it an IPA?
No, it's just a pale.
I was going to say, because I do not like IPAs, but that's pretty good going.
It says here, it offers a medley of tropical flavours.
Well, hey, that just works bloody perfect for you,
Mr.
Medley.
Very nice.
Great to have you, Ed. But these things can feel a bit awkward. They can almost feel like a little bit of an interview, and that's because it is. Surprise, bitch. You are in an interview. I'm actually a multi-billionaire called Middlesbrough Town Hall. I'm not very good at improvising. I do apologise. And as Middlesbrough Town Hall's a very strong last name, as you can tell. I have billions, literally billions of dollars. And what I've done is, I've got so much money, I can time travel, I can do anything. But I'm a bit of a stickler for the old classic pub. And so I'm looking at people to invest in. So Ed, do you reckon you got a good pitch for me?
No. To be honest, I didn't realise it was an interview, so I just kind of jotted notes on a piece of paper.
Well, the fact that you're so underprepared might make you even better prepared, because you might just whip out some things. I'm like, you know what? This guy speaks the truth. He's not hiding behind anything. This is great. Oh, sorry, just someone at the door. Oh, hello, Henry. Ed, this is Henry. Henry, this is Ed.
Nice
Ed, this is Henry the Hermit. He's my dad. He runs the business. He actually finances everything. And he's just come out of his cave for the first time in 6 years. Nice to see you, Dad. It's good that he's about. But he is a bit shy because he actually doesn't know what a pub is. So, Ed, could you quickly define to him what a pub is so that he can go on his jollies?
Public house. Is normally the first two words I'd go for.
Yeah.
But it's basically a place that sells booze in a bar.
He's crying with tears at how brilliant that was.
Oh,
he's gone. He's gone to a pub now. Bless him.
Got to keep it simple.
He has. He's absolutely chuffed. So you've got past the first test, but I think this is the most important question, and I'll tell you my answer from the other time, so you've got an idea. But a pub isn't anything without its name, and so personally, my dream pub it's called the Raven's Gamble, and it mixes Ravenhall, and it could have just been the Ravenhall, to be honest. That would have been a good answer in itself. But no, I added Gamble because of Ed Gamble, the brilliant comedian and podcaster. Ed, if you want to come on the show, feel free.
I thought you meant Miss Gamble. Got a bit confused.
Yeah, our old teachers from school, yeah. Weird connection. Her partner is my law professor at University of Birmingham.
Sort of. Is it actually?
Absolutely, yeah. What are the chances of that? Small world, isn't it?
That's crazy. Actually, whoa.
But Ed, what do you name this pub and for why?
Well, I got two. I got Moss Eisley's Cantina from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Simply because for the past couple of days I've had that tune stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And then for an actual name I thought Brick and Mortar.
Brick and Mortar. That is so Life on Mars. That's a really strong name.
I actually thought hard about that. And I thought that was quite a good one. Very simple. Because I thought, we'll do a classic animal one that they all go for. But that's a problem. Everyone goes for one. There's about 30,000 hound and hares out there. So I thought, no, it'd be quite a nice one, Brick and Mortar. Brick
and Mortar is the type of place where you come back from a really heavy day's work and you just go to the mortar for a pint.
Yeah,
it's
very
just
simple.
It's just salt of the earth. Yeah. I love it, actually. Because I was going to think I'd take Moss Eisley's Canteen, but I think I'm going to stick with Brick and Mortar because that's a lovely little start.
Nice one, isn't it?
It's just nice. And as you say, it doesn't go for this animal bullshit like my own. But now you've got it. Okay, so let's say you've got this bar, the Brick and Mortar. I'm going to give you, on draft, 4 drinks. You can have 2 beers, and I define beer as anything within the beer family. So lager, beer, IPA, whatever, who's your father? And 2 ciders. So for mine, I had Cloudy Apple cider,
right,
and I had an Asahi as 2 of my examples. So for Ed, what are your 4 on draft?
I've gone number 1, Carling. Lager, simple, done. Everyone drinks Carling, and it's cheap. And then I thought for a second one, I'd probably go for an ale.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got 3 down. I got Theakston's, Wainwright's, but then I think I'm probably going to go for Leeds Brewery Pale Ale.
Oh.
I had it at 6 Barrels in Nottingham, and it's absolutely class.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it through the club, or is it just a local brewery in Leeds?
No, it's just a local brewery in Leeds Brewery.
Yeah.
There's 2. There's them and Northern Monk.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah.
I went for a John Smith's because you used to get them really cheap at the George.
Yeah.
They used to be on offer, so that's why I have mine. But yeah, a decent ale is a very good answer in itself. What about your ciders?
Well, I'm not a fan of cider, so I've just kind of gone for Strongbow as a straight cider and then Recordling for a fruity one.
Do you know what I like? You've gone for crowd pleasers, which is what you need, you know. You can make a nice snake bite out of the Carlin and the Strongbow. You can make a nice little drink for yourself.
I was going to please a few more people and put Strongbow dark fruits, but it should be illegal. So I didn't put it down.
Have you ever had, and once again I'm just repeating myself from the bloody last time, but have you ever had I think it's a Recorderlig Black, and it's just like this, like, take dark fruits even sweeter. It's like you've poured in about half cordial, half tonic water. That's what it tastes like. It's really, really strong. But it's one of those drinks though that you have once. You don't drink it to get drunk or anything. You just have it on the off if you're doing something. You've also got to have wine. I'm not a wine guy. I just went for some classics, I think, last time. So yeah, I'll give you one red, one white, just to narrow it down a little bit.
Well, once again, I've not got a clue, so I went for Echo Falls for both.
What are they? Oh, is that like
the ones you find
passion fruity things?
I don't know. You just don't. I always find Echo Falls at like off license.
Yeah,
so I was like, that'll do.
It's a very student drink, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never
cheap and cheerful.
Yeah.
We'll put Echo Falls down.
The only really red I've had, apart from my church red, is it was. I don't know what it was, but it was at with me and Eddie both went to the same school, and at college you had a winter ball or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they served red there, and it was just manky. It just tastes of vinegar. I'd rather have it on chips than drink it. To be honest,
I'm not a wine fan.
No.
To be honest,
I don't see the appeal.
I've tasted some top of the range wines that just taste like dog shit.
Exactly. Whereas I do think you can get a bit more variation with the beer, but maybe we're just bloody uncultured, Ed, and we need to do more and drink more.
Well, someone will turn around that drinks wine the whole entire life and take a sip of Carling and go, that is disgusting.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then we'll also take a sip of like the best beer you could ever get and go, that is also disgusting.
What would you say the best beer you've ever had?
Ever had. Oh, that's difficult.
And it doesn't have to be taste. For instance, mine is a beer. I don't know its name, but it was a beer I got in Budapest for. It was about 500 florent, which is under £2, and that was what we drank before we went out. So that's how we pre. Yeah. And it just I've got the memories of going out in Budapest and drinking that because it was so gosh darn cheap.
I tell you what I do like, Leffe, but the ruby one.
Yeah.
Leffe Ruby. I think we got your dad a little bottle when we went to France, and we had a taste. That is incredible stuff. I'm not a fan of the normal one or the Brun one.
Yeah.
But that ruby one is actually quite a tasty little drink. I would say that, or I can't remember what it is. To do like a, it's normally on tap, and it's like the Leffe, and it's like the really strong one.
Is it the one we? Oh my. Didn't my dad have it in Seville? So my parents went to visit my sister when she was in Seville, and my dad had a 13% beer. I think it was.
No, that I think it was in Grenoble.
Grenoble.
Yeah, because I had the same stuff. That is well, actually,
that's wine. That's the only wine I drink.
It's actually, I don't even know what it's called. It was literally like it looked like black treacle. It was like drink well. Arctic Monkeys were like drinking tar.
Yeah.
It's not black treacle, it's tar. It was, but it didn't actually taste that bad. But it's like what, 4 pints in 1 pint.
Yeah, exactly. And it just kills you.
If you get a few pints down you beforehand, you don't realise. So you're just kind of just trying to not keep up, but you keep drinking and you soon realise you've had 4 more than everyone else.
Exactly,
You're outside in a plant pot.
That's the danger. That's why I always go for the Carlings, because you know what you're getting with a Carling.
Yeah.
Same with the Fosters.
Honestly, Discovery, last time I went to Discovery in Borough, £1.50 a pint.
Well, right, interesting you say that. Is it a Spoons?
No, it's the one, so there's Spoons next to it, which is the 2-floored one.
Yes.
It's the Discovery's towards the centre.
See, I like that.
So we went to watch, because Hibbert wanted to watch Borough.
Yeah.
So we went in thinking, well, we were going to go to Spoons, but then there was like, oh, this one's the only one that's showing. So, and I just went up and I ordered 2 Carlings, as I always do, legend. And there was like, oh, that'll be £3. I was like, yeah, I don't know. No, I ordered 2, because I thought, I'll be nice.
Yeah.
It's my first round. And she was like, oh no, it's £1.50 a pint. I was like, you're having a laugh.
I'm literally never going to go anywhere else. I can't believe you found it. I was literally saying that. So I've got a little thing running, which is the cheapest pint. So I'm going to stick with the UK for now because the cheapest I've ever had is the one in Budapest. But up to this point, I think you've been there. Squirrels in Manchester.
Yeah, I love Squirrels.
£1.99 Fosters.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. And Discovery wins it.
If you get that, so we used to get it £1.70 Fosters, and if you order a pint, you get a 50p shot. Otherwise, it's £1.
Yeah.
So everything just used to be like, well, a tray full of Fosters and shots, and that was disgraceful.
What I like about Squirrels is, and I'll try and describe it as best as I can, but it's absolutely shit. But it's brilliant. It's like literally like the carpet's ripping up. It looks like an old sport or community centre.
Yeah.
That's basically just got a bar on the top floor.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that their benches, like, they don't have seats, they have bar stools and they have benches. And I reckon them benches are actually church pews, but like, it's just like insulation foam that's on the top of it.
Yeah. It's just like they just
It's
don't
so
give
random.
it. Yeah, there is nothing going for it apart from the feel of the place. Like there's no sense of aesthetic in there. It's just you lump some pool tables in, you lump a darts board, you've got a bar.
It's cheap. It plays sports, and it has half a pool table. I say half because, well, there's not much felt left on it.
Yeah. Which, as a student, is all you need.
Apart from that, but yeah, at the same time, it's also about 30p to play, not well, it's £1 in Nottingham, which is absolutely ridiculous.
There's a table in Birmingham, in Selly Oak, £2.50, and they've got bloody credit. You can do it contactless now.
That's ridiculous.
I didn't know how to cope, but yeah, that's a good way of telling how good a pub is.
Yeah.
Not how posh it is, but how much it charges for a good game of a good game of pool. There's one. You'll know it. Opposite the waiting room in Egglescliff. Do you know the name of it? The Locomotive.
Locomotive, yeah.
So in the Locomotive, which is a lovely pub, it's got loads of like train bits making up the tables and things. It's really lovely. I recommend it if you're ever in the lower Middlesbrough area. But with that pub, it's 70p a game, and that's where you know you've got a good set of people running that pub. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to make much off a pool machine, are you? It's going to come from the pints. If someone is going to charge me 70p to play pool, I'll buy twice the amount of drinks.
Yeah. Well, personally, I'd make the pool table free, but just put a bigger deposit for the balls and cues.
Yeah.
So I'd say, right, if you want to play, put a £5 down as a deposit for the balls and cues, but it's free to play. Just like make sure you're not hogging it, basically.
Yeah. Just a quick detour before we get back onto your bar. We talk about Squirrels. I get the feel from Squirrels of a pool club, a snooker club, which is very much a dying medium at the minute. But they have the kind of similar feel to a pub. They've got the bar, they've got the pool tables. What is it like? There isn't much of a difference, but it's those type of places that are dying out, and it's the local pub that's dying out. Do you think the pubs are going to hack it, especially now? Let's get topical.
Right.
COVID-19's coming round. How are the pubs going to survive? Do you reckon there'll be a massive influx after the fact?
I think there will, and I think. Well, I'm pretty sure I saw a statistic. I reckon it was last year, and it was 72 pubs close a month.
Really?
Which is utterly ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it basically just stems from booze being cheaper at supermarkets, so people just drink at home. And that comes from the alcohol duty put on beer. Because if you buy it in a pub, the pub pays the duty, and obviously Tesco's can just pay whatever duty they want.
Yeah.
So they'll quite happily do it and still make a cracking margin on a box of Budweiser every summer.
Yeah.
But a pub can't do that. That's why
a pub to compete has
that's why
to put the prices
are
up.
more expensive in a pub. Normally. That's why they're dying out. People would just rather drink at home than go to the pub. And I think another big thing is people are becoming very antisocial.
Yeah, well, that's the point I was going to bring on to. So, the thing is about a pub, and I was talking about this in my last podcast as well, I'll try not to keep mentioning it, but I just don't want to repeat myself, is that a pub, to me, is more than a place to drink. I have brilliant memories, especially growing up, like, going into the pub with my dad. He'd have a drink, I'd sit with me coke, watching the football, playing snooker, playing darts, seeing people, meeting up with family and things in pubs. But I agree. I think there is a tendency now that people treat pubs as a place to drink, not as a place to socialise. Yeah. So on that point, is that where does that stem? Is that from people not enjoying pubs? Is it a change in drinking culture away from a slow evening in a pub to pre-drinking, going out, binge drinking more?
Yeah, I think more people are doing like. It used to be the proper youngsters would go out. And the rest to go to pubs. But, like, the people that are going out are, like, mid-30s.
Yeah.
So you've now got half the people in the pubs because they're all going to the bars. Mm. So the pubs just can't cope, and whoever's left in is 60-odd and boring as sin. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. We went to the pub. There are people I only know from a pub. People I would class as close friends. And, if the pubs are dying out, if say, one of our locals closes... I might never see that person again. Now you could argue the opposite. Oh, people have got more sociability on social media and things. You can message and things. But I think there is something about the tradition of it, and meeting people in the pub and just having these kind of conversations that I personally get a big enjoyment out of.
I think pubs are class. I think they're one of the best places in the world.
Yeah.
They're absolutely incredible. And you meet so many wacky characters because anyone is let into a pub.
Yeah.
And I think it's so class. And the good thing about the pub is, unlike bar, I think it's different to bars. Because bars are a bit more night outy, you get more dickheads.
Yeah.
But if you go to a pub, everyone is there just to sit, drink and chat.
Mm-hmm.
Done. There's rarely any mess in a pub. It's normally when it starts getting later and you move on to bars and stuff that you start getting more dickheads.
To compete, though, I see certain pubs adopt a more nightclubby vibe. And what I mean by that is open later, have a music area for dancing and things, but also bouncers. Bounce on pubs, which is something... before... So just as I turned 18, really... It was because I was never a legend. I never went to a pub before I was 18. Too scared. I shat myself. But then when I started going, originally you could walk and get ID'd in the bar, and then it got to the extent where it was just every single bar has these bouncers. And I'm not a fan of bouncers. I'm not generalising them at all. I don't mean that by anything. But I just think some of the ones I've personally come in contact with haven't been the nicest people. They haven't treated people well.
I'm not a lover of bouncers.
Exactly. So, I get along with some of them, but there are some who can act a little dickish when, at the end of the day, all you want to do is go in and have a quiet drink. So, on that note, do you think that's more pubs trying to compete, or is it that there are more people trying to get into pubs underage? So, which way around is it? Or is it a bit of both?
I think it's pubs... Well, look at the Black Bull in now.
Yeah.
They've, changed in they're set up now to deal with more heavy nightlife than pub life.
Yeah.
Which just shows what the pubs are actually now having to do just to get by.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still reckon the Black Bull's not raking in millions.
No.
That'll still just be getting by.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because... I agree. That was the example I was thinking of it, because it's a change in what you're getting out the pub.
Yeah.
Weatherspoons become more of a pre-place because it's just really cheap drinks. So you go there.
I reckon that's wrecked so many pubs.
Yeah.
Spoons. I mean, I love it. It's a cracking place. You know exactly what you're getting. But it
undercuts.
But it's another big corporation that can hack paying the prices for stuff so that they can get their prices low. That's why it's so cheap. And because obviously so many people go there, then it just leaves all the other pubs to... Well, they can't compete because they're just a single house, whereas Spoons have many. So...
It's interesting you say that, because... where's the cheapest drinks you ever got?
Spoons.
No, but what was the one next door to it? The £1.50.
Oh, the Discovery, yeah.
But that's right next door to compete. They've had to bring, I don't know for certain, but they've had to bring
everything else was the same. It could have just been the night, but I was absolutely mesmerised by the price that car.
Yeah, and once again, it's this thing of you go and get your cheap booze, and it's more about quantity than quality. You're just you're drinking to get drunk rather than going for a drink to see someone. And having a nice time. Like one of my favourite pub evenings I've ever had was with your good self, where it was over Christmas time, and we just decided to have a catch up. Went to the pub, and it was just me and you in there, maybe a couple of regulars, and we just chatted to the bar manager all night.
Yeah, because it was
just the three of us having a conversation.
What was he watching? Was he watching the Liverpool? It was
Liverpool. It was a Champions League game.
Champions League, yeah. That was good.
Yeah, and I love that, just like the give and take between the punter and the owner.
Yeah, that was a class night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
I was gonna say, I think you're now properly divided in the type of pubs you like. You either like the Weatherspoons or you like places that are like Six Barrels, but in Nottingham, and it's all down to what you drink.
Yeah.
It's not your atmosphere at all anymore, because Six Barrels just does ale.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either you like ale and you go there, but it's still not like I wouldn't class it as a it's not your classic pub.
Yeah.
So you either basically go to a fancy ale house or you go to Spoons.
Well, you've got these places that are now gin houses.
Yeah,
Gin
houses.
expanding out. Then you've got cocktail bars.
They were making the one next to
Macy Gin. I don't know.
I don't know. That's now a gin house now.
But yeah, because when
your craft beer places.
when places specialise in one drink, suddenly it becomes unique.
It becomes and it's a novelty, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you can go anywhere and get gin.
Exactly. Yeah.
Most places do a flavoured gin. You don't need to go to a gin house to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's once again it's this experience of going to a gin house, but then that takes away from the pub because people don't classically. I'm not speaking for everyone, but dress up and go to the pub.
Yeah.
As I say, when you mentioned the name of yours, is it the Brick and Mortar?
Brick and Mortar, yeah.
I was saying that feels kind of like the place you go after a long day.
Oh, I see farmers coming in overalls, sitting down. That's what I want.
In your pub, right? Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
I have very much enjoyed this though, and we will. If we go off, it's absolutely bloody fine. We've got a while. So finishing off your bar, I want 3 spirits.
Right.
Only 3.
Is it specific bottles, or is it the type?
It's specific bottles.
Oh no!
Whereas I know you're a big whiskey man, so you're gonna have to minimise it down.
Well, therefore, I will go for 2 whiskies and a gin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Teeling.
Teeling whiskey?
Yeah, Irish. Dalmore 18 for the Scotch, and gin. Cooper King, the herb one.
Cooper King? I've never had it. Although I'm not very experienced with gins, I'm like, as far as I go is Whitley Neal, do you know what I mean? Yeah. A rhubarb and ginger gin is as far as I'll go.
Cooper King's class, like, they've set up to be English whiskey, but obviously, age-wise, that's not going to come out for ages.
Mm-hmm.
So they do gins, and they do loads of pilot series stuff. But then this herb one, it's like all vegan, like eco-electricity. They must have like 7 awards for this gin.
Oh really?
For all sorts of stuff, and it's absolutely class.
So it's like an environmental, like
basically kind of.
Oh, that's sick. I might as well give it a try.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a gin person though. I'm not massively a spirits person.
Neither am I. I got it for Rosie. It's the
one
that was downstairs. It's just them two just buzz off it, and then I got it from my family. They've buzzed off it, and it's in bloody York.
And to be fair, if it's providing a good thing on the side, like it's a massive positive.
Yeah, and it's nice to keep it in North Yorkshire, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're recording right now, North Yorkshire. Ed, superb answer so far. You're smashing this pitch that you weren't prepared for.
I thought about the ones that I know, and then kind of gave up on the ones that I don't.
Yeah, the wines. To be fair, I'm all over the shop. I generally said for my wine it was communion wine because it was the only one I could drink.
Tried. Yeah. I was like, honestly, I was like, wine, never drunk it. That'll do.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of red. But hey, we move on. So I like it. But you seem to have a good business head. You know, you've picked some popular ones. You know, Carling, it's a crowd pleaser. Strongbow, it's a crowd pleaser. Like, you know how to get customers in. But I want to know about the atmosphere. Okay, atmosphere is very important to me. And so, to know how good the atmosphere is going to be, I want to know about my barman. So, what is your best, or one of your best, because that's going to have to be for me, because I'm going to change what I said from last time. One of your best pub experiences.
Hands down, the best pub experience was last World Cup.
Yeah.
At the bar.
Good answer.
Against Colombia, penalties, Hendo missed it, 2 saves by Pickford, and then Eric Dyer slots it in. I've actually never been happier in my whole entire life. And it was absolutely rammed.
I'll tell you what, that is the biggest pub renaissance of the last 20 years. That World Cup... that World Cup was next level. It was nothing like you'd ever seen before.
Absolutely class. It was incredible.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the games there, but for my experience, I've got a similar one, which is when England won the Cricket World Cup.
Oh, yes.
I wasn't watching it, so it was the Wimbledon final and that on the same day, and I'd watched Federer Djokovic, I think, and Federer lost, and then we were like, and he was losing or something, and so we moved pubs. and we ended up seeing the last couple of innings, and it was the most exciting thing I've ever seen in my life. When he hit the 2, and then the guy threw it back, and it came off his bat and went for the 4.
Yeah.
What?
Archer must have been absolutely shitting himself, and then he bowled an absolute. Well, it wasn't even a beauty. It was such a simple ball, and I don't know who was in bat, but he absolutely leathered it. And honestly, I thought that is it. We're absolutely done for. And then I can't remember who threw it. And then honestly, the wicket keeper, is it Butler that's wicket keeper? Anyway, he was like 2 strides away from the wickets when he caught it. I was like, not a chance he's that going in. And he literally, I've never seen anything so close in my life. And then I saw the bails do the flashy lights. And I was like, his bat's not in. Oh, his bat's not in.
It was literally
incredible.
Like, you talk about epics, there's the snooker match. Do you know the one I mean? Between the funny fellow with the glasses.
Funny fellow with the glasses.
Oh, I'm destroying the story.
Higgins.
No, it's the big glasses. No, I can't think of it right now. I might have a quick research.
Sullivan.
But it was before Sullivan. It was
right.
boring. Anyway, there are these games where you think it could happen, but it never will. In that one, it was like it came down to the last black after 26 games or something.
Crazy.
And when it came down to the super over, but the circumstances surrounding it, like the things that went on, it was just ridiculous.
Mental,
you do feel like sometimes something's written in the stars, and that game for me, when it came to super over, I was like, I think England have got it. But yes, I like it because that was a time when people really came together in their local pubs. So that's a very good answer.
Yeah, it actually was. I've never seen pubs so packed in my life as the World Cup. It was incredible.
Yeah, but people are there drinking at your pub, Ed.
Yeah.
But they get a bit peckish.
Oh, yes.
And I'm gonna provide you with 3 meals. Now, a couple of stipulations to this.
All right.
It can be a specific pub's fish and chips, for instance.
Right.
So that can be one of your answers. So it can be very specific, and we've got a time machine. So if there's something that isn't made anymore, we can get it for you. Right. So there are basically no limitations.
Right.
So dish number 1, please.
Well, so starter is going to be very simple, but if it is on the menu, I never not get it. It's Serrano ham and melon.
So what? Serrano ham and melon?
Yeah, Parma ham and melon. Honestly, it is incredible. I remember when we were younger, and we always used to go out for I don't know, family Christmas meal or someone's birthday, and because there's classic prawn cocktail. They have some pate.
Yeah.
And, when you're 10 years old, you're not eating that shit. So they always used to. My family always used to kind of. Oh, do you have anything for children? Guaranteed Serrano ham and melon. Guaranteed.
Do they go together though?
Oh, you have no idea.
I'm gonna get that next time I go out.
Honestly, if it is on the menu, that is the starter I get.
That is perfect.
It's absolutely class.
Lovely. Second.
And then I have gone for build your own burger.
Yeah. Oh, you can't go wrong, can you?
Proper, decent beef burgers. Like, good cooked bacon. You got all the cheeses if you want blue, cheddar, throw in a random one. I don't know. Some people have mozzarella on the burger.
Yeah.
And the hand-cut chips. Have to be hand-cut chips.
Yeah.
Possibly done in beef dripping.
Oh, yes.
Get them nice and brown.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm a big fan of a Build Your Burger. That's a really good option. That's
class.
I've gone for more specific ones, but I'm very much a fan of the Build Your Own Burger because I love a good pub burger.
Good pub burger.
Can't go wrong.
Also, a shit pub burger is heart destroying.
It is. It's absolutely heartbreaking because you're there paying quite often above the rates for a burger. You know, when I go to watch Middlesbrough, me and my dad get a cheeseburger for £2.50. Nicest burger I've ever had in my life.
Out of like a stall.
Yeah.
Me and Rosie were in Nottingham. We went to, it was like Hobbycraft or B&Q or something, and we came outside and there was a random stall, and I was like, oh, I'm dying for a bite. It's going to be dog shit, but it's like £1.50 for a double patty burger. I thought, yeah, go on then, let's get it. On one of the best burgers I've had.
Melt in your mouth.
It must have been about that each burger. So there was 2 of them.
Huge.
Oh, like dinner plates, and they were nice. I thought, caramelised onions on top. I was like, that is incredible.
Massively underrated.
Yeah,
like
I went back the next day and got
one of the nicest hot dogs I've ever had. Was a stall outside the club.
Yeah.
And I might have been drunk, so that might have played into it. But honestly, these stalls, they're the best. And I will say till the day I die, the nicest burger I've ever had in my life is, I think, £2.50, quarter pounder, outside Middlesbrough Football Stadium. Come on down, watch the match as well. We might lose, but
might lose, probably lose.
We're getting better.
Not anymore. It's over.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen with that.
Best hot dog's got to be a Christmas market bratwurst.
Oh,
any day of the week.
Yeah,
got to be. They're massive.
I like a jumbo hot dog. There's another one I had, and we will get back onto
which. Not even halfway through.
But I had a jumbo hot dog at a fishing place, I think in Portsmouth, and that sticks out to me as the nicest hot dog I've ever had.
Yeah, really.
I might have just said the one I had sat at the club was nicest. That's second, but the nice one I've had was at a fishing place. But that's a whole other podcast, fishing. We could talk about fishing for bloody years.
We should actually do a fishing podcast.
Well, we'll finish this and go straight into the next one. But for now, let's stay on topic. Last meal.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Oh, hello. Yes.
Not custard, but Scotch sauce.
Hang on, do you have raisins and that in it?
Dates?
Yeah.
You
don't have to.
I like them.
Oh, you had me until the bleeding dates came in.
But yeah, I remember at school when they used to make sticky toffee pudding and it had butterscotch sauce with bananas in it.
Ooh.
I've never had custard with sticky toffee pudding again. I was like, that is the ticket.
Yeah.
It has to be with a butterscotch sauce. I mean, it does wreck your teeth, but oh well.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're not at the pub often, are you? You don't treat yourself every time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've gone for three mains.
Oh, no way.
So I've got myself a classic chicken roast. Because you can't go wrong with a roast, and sometimes,
very true.
If you're in there for the hair of the dog, you had a big night before, you could go for the pub breakfast, which is a classic, but for me, I think the roast does both jobs. Because you don't be eating a roast, you don't be eating a breakfast at 5 at night, or maybe you do, but for me, I think the roast covers both sides. That being said, actually, the breakfast does sound amazing, now I mention it.
I could actually murder a full English at the moment.
There's a lovely little pub, I think you've been, in Appleton Wisk, which is a little village in the middle of nowhere, called the Nelson.
Nelson, I was going to say.
And they do a fantastic roast, and absolutely top notch. The next one, a club sandwich, but from the Fox Covert. Which has to be the Fox Covert one, because they just do
like
beautiful, and you got to have the white baguette with it.
Yeah,
and it is just divine. And I'm sorry, bacon amazing, chicken amazing. Who just has to put them in one sandwich? What sort of crazy person? And do you know the thing about the club sandwich? Chicken, lettuce, something in bacon. It's that's why it's club. So it's a anagram. What's the word?
What's you?
I don't know. I might have got that wrong. I don't know.
You sure you're not on about the BLT? That's definitely an anagram.
That's it. Oh, I swear. I'll have a research.
No,
someone can research it. Yeah, but to be fair, what starts with you? I mean, this is gonna be really
I'm
obvious.
gonna say mayonnaise.
No, that's where my mind went as well.
Because club sandwich does have mayonnaise in it.
Yeah, it's tomato lettuce, chicken, bacon.
Yeah.
I think it's the class, and then classically it's got 3 layers. So you have a layer bread and then a layer, so it's 3 pieces of bread. But I have it with a baguette, which is a bit against the rules.
I get the bacon brie and cranberry from Fox Covert.
Oh,
that's banging.
That is. And when Granny Pat's paying, she lets you go full out. She has a little lager as well. Anyway,
half pint of lager.
Half pint of lager. She loves it. My final one, chicken parmo. Absolute. I'm sorry, bechamel sauce, cheese and chicken. You can't go wrong. That is the only meal where I voluntarily ask for salad, because you genuinely have to balance it, otherwise you're gonna have a bloody heart attack.
I used to, very similar to a pal of mine, I used to eat chicken and pork schnitzels so much.
Pork schnitzels a good shout.
So much. I used to absolutely devour.
I only had them at school though, and I've only got into Parmos recently because I didn't have a Parma for absolute years, and then the pub in my village, the Crown, do an absolutely amazing Parma, and a proper big one as well. And I got that for my birthday, and it's absolutely really, really nice. And once again, it would be the Crowns one. So I think all of mine have been specific to a pub.
Yeah.
But that shows how unique pubs are. So keep going and keep the pubs going.
Yeah,
That's the
definitely.
bloody message.
Definitely.
Lovely, Ed. But now, you're just too much of an angel for me. I need to know some dirt on you to trust you, really. I'm going to share with you something, and then you can share something with me. And I think that's the only way we're going to get forward. So what I want is your most embarrassing pub story. I've got one about how a teacher was texting my dad about how I was chatting to a girl. That was pretty awful. Another one is when I was at a pub quiz. A pub quiz in a tiny pub. Not even a pub. Like a bistro type thing. It was really small. Loads of elderly people. And I was getting I was extremely drunk and extremely self-conscious of being loud or being rude, and it was quite like a strict quiz. You know, you get quite strict quizzes, and I was just desperate to be as quiet and as accommodating as I could. And then when the quiz ended, I went, "Well done, everyone," and I just flayed my hand out and smacked a drink on the floor. And I spent like 5 minutes as they were trying to close, sweeping it up and just go, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And they were just like, "Leave it, we want to close up." And I just gone and got the bloody dustpan and shovel, and I was just doing it myself. And I've gone around, I did the whole place because
Just
I didn't know.
cleaned up after him.
I just felt and that was genuine horrific embarrassment. So Ed, do you have one yourself?
I do this way too often. I order a pint and then they pass me it, and I literally just pick it up and it just slips straight out of my hand. Like, I mean, in full pint, not even taking. I'm not even going for a sip. I'm just walking back to my table and it just down it goes.
Do you know what the worst thing about that is? When you go over to the bar and someone goes, "You've had quite a lot, haven't you, Eddie?" And you go, "Yeah," and then you go and pick up and smash it on the floor. And in your head you're like, "I can never live this down."
But then, I don't know about other stories. I'm trying to think of like a really embarrassing one.
No, it doesn't have to be. To be fair, that is quite embarrassing. There's nothing worse than someone thinking you're more drunk than you are.
Yeah, true.
That is the worst thing in the world. Or you're in self-denial about how drunk
true.
you are.
I got a few from clubs.
Yeah.
Normally, that's next level drunkenness.
Yeah. Clubs are I'm not a massive fan of clubs.
Neither
I'm
am
more
I.
of a pub.
But I was once in Beer Keller.
Yeah, is that a club? Because it's a hybrid, isn't it?
No, it's just about everything in it. It's whatever you want it to be. That's the best part about it. And I was absolutely smashed. And I was downstairs. I thought, "Oh, I need the toilet." I was like, "I'm gonna have to go," and you know exactly what it is. I'm gonna have to go. I'm just gonna have to hack it. So I walked into the cubicle, and I sat down, and then this guy's head just pops over the top. I was like, "You're a bouncer, what are you doing?" I was literally like halfway through wiping my ass. It was like, "Oh, just making sure you're not doing any drugs, sir." I'm having a shit, piss off. And the best part was my brother was waiting for me outside, and the bouncer had apparently asked him, "Is he doing drugs in there?" And my brother was like, "I have no idea." I was like, you could have just said exactly what I was doing and avoided this whole thing, but no, you had to make him climb over the top just to make sure I was having a shit.
That's it. That you've got up so highly in my estimation. That is a brilliant story.
Paddy was pissing himself when I came out. I was like, "You dickhead."
Oh mate, there are some odd interactions in pub toilets, I must say. But no, you've passed it there. I'll give you that. I don't think I've sent you this question, but in your pub, you have a jukebox.
Oh.
But it's broken and it's stuck on one song. What song is it? Now you can either go for your favourite song of all time, a song you think they like, or like a song that doesn't get old, doesn't get annoying, or a song that's like a classic that people could sing along to. So mine was 500 Miles by the Proclaimers.
I was going to say "Come On Eileen," but that definitely gets annoying. But then, yeah, my favourite song's too slow. Last Resort, Eagles. Beautiful song. But way too slow. I don't know. It's very difficult. I'd probably go... Good pub album is the Kings of Leon first album.
Is it?
That is a good pub album.
You can have one song off it though.
I'd probably go Closer. Closer by Kings of Leon.
Yeah.
In the background. That's nice. Not
And
too.
you got to dim it down
Yeah,
as well. So
yeah.
you can control the volume, but it's the one song that'll play over and over
I've
again.
I've probably got Close by Kings of Leon.
Banging answer. And good thinking on the spot there.
Yeah,
I tried to catch you out, but yeah, you know, all these interview skills are coming out. Funny thing is, I'm shit at interviews. I'm much better at being the interviewer for made-up pubs. Okay, smashing it. Games. So, you know, you've got your darts, you've got your pool. You can even have bowls if you wanted, or you could have, like, I'm going to extend it to activities. So you could have, like, a stage. So for, like, live forms and things. But I think I gave you 3. But I'm going to give you 1. Because otherwise, like, there aren't many. You know, for me, I'd have probably darts, snooker, and a stage. So you can only have one thing. And
Only one
why?
thing. When you said games, I really thought, like genuine games. So
like Jenga and that?
Yeah, so I didn't take pool or darts into consideration. So the first three I put was, like, poker, Piccolo, absolute worldie game.
Yes, true.
And then the Chinese dice game, you know, on Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's 6-6.
Yeah.
That is a class game. And it's absolutely trolleyed. I thought, so I put them 3 down as, like, actual games, but now he's probably pool.
Pool.
It's
just
so
classic,
simple,
isn't it?
So simple.
Honestly, it's...
Yeah, I go with pool, although I prefer darts, but most people prefer pool.
It's a winning formula, though. So. Pool. I mean, I'd love to be able to play snooker, but I'm just too shy.
Oh, honestly, in the uni gym we have like 3 snooker tables, and I thought, someone's like, I don't want to come play snooker. I thought, I'll play pool fairly well. Go on, we'll give it a go. I have never seen a table so big in my life.
It's 6 foot
I did
in the
not
short
realise
end.
how big that was. Honestly, I thought, right, that one's going in. Must have been about 1 foot off.
Yeah. Joe, you can fit 12 of me on a freaking pool table. And I'm not the shortest of the lads.
It is utterly ridiculous. They're absolutely massive.
They are pretty big. Now, Eddie, a pub isn't anything without its punters. And as you know, we've got a time machine. So we can get anyone. So what I want from you, Eddie, is if you could have 5 people visit your pub, who would they be? And you can think of it as, like, visit and you're on the job, or to have a pint with.
Right.
So really, you can extend the question which way you prefer.
Okay. So, first of all, I thought probably just family and friends. But then I thought that's a boring answer. So, I thought about football, and I thought, I'll tell you who would be an absolute beauty. Would be a Leeds United great that played in the World Cup. Norman Hunter, defender. Absolute beauty. And unfortunately he's got coronavirus.
Oh, does he?
It's not good.
Yeah.
But
How old is he?
well, I have no idea.
Is he getting on now?
He won the World Cup in 66.
Oh, of course. Sorry, 66.
Yeah, won the World Cup in 66 and played under, like, Don Revie.
Oh, man. Well, we wish him all the best health going forward.
I thought just to ask him how he felt, both winning all the titles for Leeds and the bloody World Cup.
Yeah.
Must just be incredible. And then second one, I've always thought I'd love to meet a royal, and everyone says that Prince Charles is apparently the best royal you can
Really?
meet. Yeah, apparently he's just
I always get
such
confused.
a genuine nice guy.
Which one's Charles?
Prince Charles is the one who went out with Diana.
I've heard bad things about Charles.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard he's a nice guy. Classic farm story, right? There was this whole it was just Prince Charles doing the classic walk around the Great Yorkshire Shore.
Yeah.
And this farmer guy just walks straight up to him and started chatting to him, and Prince Charles, like mucky as anything, just started chatting to him and thought, yeah, we'll give him a whirl. And the guy invites him round his house in Scotland, and apparently 2 weeks later Prince Charles turns up and just has a cup of tea and walks around his farm.
No. Okay, that's a good story to be fair.
Yeah.
Like at least he's a man of his word.
After that story, I thought I'd probably have him and I've heard other few stories. I think it'd be pretty decent. And then third one, I've gone the guy from Castle Keep on Skye, on the Isle of Skye, that makes swords just to scrounge a sword. Very simple. Could you make me a sword for free?
Just get him drunk and then go, you know, I've always wanted a sword. And he'd be like, here, for your hospitality, anything.
Basically. And then I'm not sure about anyone else, because I always think, I'd love to meet this famous person, but they're either a dickhead because it's like Hitler, or I don't know, what's the like Genghis Khan, I thought, probably shouldn't meet them, probably chop my head off.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to see what's going on in their head.
Yeah, well, to work out why they are the way they are.
And also, I thought, like, just other people that I seem famous, but then I'm always like, they probably won't be funny.
Yeah.
Or they'll probably just sit there, or they're probably too, like, big for themselves. So, I just fill in the rest with family.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent people. Probably, just as many friends. And just genuine people. Genuine people, I like.
That's such a good answer, and I've completely gone the opposite direction. I've gone for loads of celebrities.
You've invited Hitler, aren't you?
Yeah. It's an interesting point you say about like Hitler and Genghis Khan, because like quite often like they're the last people's list. But it would be interesting to know why they do what they like. It doesn't make any sense what they do.
Yeah.
And so like it would be fascinating to know like why the fuck are you this way?
Yeah. Literally, like, if you got Hitler, Genghis Khan, Ivan the Terrible, Colonel Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein. Go further back, you got Julius Caesar. He wanted to kill everyone in his empire. Alexander the Great sacked a few cities, didn't he? And just think, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What possessed you to do that?
Yeah. And it, like, you know, because it like they do the unthinkable, they do the unfathomable, the absolute heartbreaking, and you know the genocidal, the homicidal. It would be Why do you tick the way you do?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting moment, because like not a lot of people would take it from that perspective, and I think that's quite an interesting one.
Definitely wouldn't be a fun night.
No, not at all. Jesus Christ.
It'd be an educational night.
It would be a night where you're pointing a gun at them the whole way through. So that's interesting. For me, I've gone for people who inspire me. Who, you know, I've got lots of people who I know who inspire me. You know, a lot of brilliantly talented friends. My mom, my dad, family members who, you know, support and push you forward. But for the sake of viewership, I've gone for the classic celebrities. So mine are Tim Minchin, the comedy singer-composer. He wrote the Matilda musical. And he's a fantastically interesting Australian, and I'd love to. Or from New Zealand. I might get killed for that.
So good. Quickly Google that one.
Quickly move on. Next one's Bo Burnham, who is another comedy singer. He's just fantastic, and he's so interesting. And he's someone who is a comedian. And he's very, very funny, don't get me wrong. But I watch him on stage and I worry about his well-being, because he's got a lot going on when he's on stage. So he's someone I'd like to meet and just check he's alright, to be honest. Lin-Manuel Miranda, the writer of Hamilton.
You sing
and many other things, you know, In the Heights is another classic. But I think he's a really fascinating person as well. And then the other two I mentioned last week were Angela Carter, who's a feminist writer from the 1970s who inspires quite a lot of my own writing, and Andre the Giant, who would just drink anyone under the table.
Random. Yeah.
He's just absolutely huge.
He was a big bloke.
Yeah.
Thought Bjornsson would be another absolute.
Yeah.
Just to actually see him in person and see that absolute monstrosity of a human. He is huge.
He's massive.
It'd be so interesting. Him or Eddie Hall, just so I could ask him to pick some up that's really heavy.
Yeah, pick you up. Like,
can you bench press me? Oh, wow, that's incredible. You can leave now.
Yeah, that was it. Or you get them as your bouncers.
Oh, yeah, fair.
So you get two bouncers in Thorb Bjornsson and for me it would be Andre the Giant. Yeah. No, but I want Andre inside, you know. He'd be a fun old guy to meet up with. Right, you're doing very well. I've got one last question for you, and you haven't prepared for it.
Oh, cock.
And I want a decent answer for it. And it is, what is your favourite pub ever? And I want a good reason. You can have a couple as long as you explain which, but you have to have one overall. So for mine, it's a little Spanish club called the Bombador, and when you go inside, they greet you with "Cosane in the Manti," which is basically you leave here swaying. Which is a fun little anecdote. So yes, what is your favourite pub?
Favourite pub?
And for why? You can also have... Oh, God, I'm all over the shop. Sorry about that.
So many.
You can also have a favourite night in a pub. Like one specific moment in a pub.
Favourite pub? My favourite bar would definitely be Nurka. Easy.
Nurka.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Spain.
Oh, is it?
South Spain, yeah. Or like one in Seville or something. Because they're next level bars. They're incredible. But, pub. So difficult.
There's so many to pick from.
I would say it's not not a good pub actually as pub goes, but the Peacock outside Ellen Road, just 'cause atmosphere on a game day and the amount of times I've been there, and it's one of the places where you just see people you aren't seen in ages simply 'cause they're going to the football game. Literally, I didn't even know he was gone. I saw my mum's great cousin or something like that, someone random. I was like, I've seen you at Park before.
I'll tell you, what's interesting about that is a football pub before a game is both the most intimidating
Yeah.
but also the most welcoming and community place you can be. Football is an interesting one, and especially when mixed with alcohol.
Yes.
I've never come across much hooliganism. There was once, coming back from a game, where the opposition scored a goal in the 92nd minute, and one of the Borough lads, it was called offside, even though it had been an own goal from a handball from a Borough defender.
Oh.
And that had kicked off a little bit afterwards, but I never really see it. So for me, I have a lot of very, very positive memories of and for me, on this note, it's going to Wembley. When Middlesbrough got to the playoff final, lost, but that's beside the point. But getting I didn't get a drink, but I remember we went to a pub before the game, and I just remember thinking, I feel part of something huge, and I'd never had so much excitement in my life. Football pubs are a really interesting one.
Football pub, Peacock, I reckon. Just beautiful place. Beautiful place to be. Cracking.
Eddie Medley, thank you so much.
No
I'm
worries.
delighted to tell you that you've got the pub. I'm going to be sending my people over to your people. You're going to get all the money involved. And then, I can't wait to step into the brick and mortar. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And, I think I want to do this podcast more often. This is the second time we've done it. The first one I did it with was with Orla Harper. The second time was Eddie Medley. I think I might branch off with a separate podcast of Build a Pub, because I think it's a really fun one, and you can get some nice anecdotes out of it. So thank you, Eddie, once again for providing me with more fuel to carry this on as the podcast going forward. And thank you for listening. If you are, if you're not, listen. But you won't know that because you're not listening right now. What a paradox, eh? Thank you so much. Listen out. Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. Listen out for more podcasts coming up. And thank you very much. Goodbye.